Shall we get right down to it? Returnal might just be the best PlayStation 5 title yet. It's certainly the most interesting. Housemarque's curious blend of sci-fi horror, arcade shooter, and Metroid-inspired roguelike is a phenomenal showcase for Sony's next-gen hardware and a gripping, often deeply disturbing adventure in its own right, even if its attempts to marry narrative and gameplay don't always quite work out. Returnal puts players into the battered spacesuit of a character known simply as Celine, whose ship has crashed onto the surface of an inhospitable planet called Atropos. Exactly what's happening on Atropos and why Celine has come here is a mystery to both the player and Celine herself. Her past, as well as the history of Atropos and the ancient civilization that once lived there, slowly reveals itself through environmental storytelling, audio logs, and the occasional first-person sequence that perfectly evokes the corridor horror of PT. Atropos itself is a twisted Lovecraftian labyrinth full of nightmarish alien monsters, deadly fauna, and shifting environments. It soon becomes clear that Celine needs to track a mysterious signal to its source and hopefully get home. The catch? Our hero is stuck in a time loop, and the planet rearranges itself every time she's killed. The basic structure of Returnal will be familiar to anyone who has played a roguelike before. You'll get as far as you can exploring Atropos, equipping yourself with new items and gear as you go. Inevitably, you'll come across a powerful enemy, die, and start the loop over from your crashed ship. The frenetic bullet hell gameplay that Housemarque has long been a master of is a revelation in 3D, with Celine making use of a variety of powerful weapons to take on fearsome foes. Dashing through enemy hordes and evading hails of projectiles while returning fire at a constant silky smooth 60 frames per second is as thrilling the first time as it is the 100th, thanks in no small part to a steady drip feed of new items, guns, and unique weapon traits that you can unlock with each run. Returnal will kick your ass mercilessly, by the way. An awareness of your surroundings is crucial, as enemies can quickly gang up and take you down if you aren't able to take cover or dodge the more devastating melee attacks. Bosses also provide an incredible challenge, though in typical bullet hell fashion, victory is often a case of staying calm, memorizing patterns, and keeping your focus. Easier said than done, I know, but finally taking down a formidable boss you've been stuck on for multiple runs brings with it the exact same feeling of elation you'll be familiar with if you've ever played a Dark Souls game. And while there will be plenty of deaths, each one brings with it a new lesson about how not to meet a sticky end. I should also point out that the PlayStation 5 SSD is a huge boon here, enabling ultra-fast loading that throws you straight back into the action with each failed attempt. Where Returnal differs from most other games in the genre is that Celine is aware she's in a loop, and Housemarque uses this to build the story in clever and unexpected ways. Much like last year's Hades, Returnal uses each death as an opportunity to advance the story, although the sense of progression between each run is noticeably leaner than Supergiant's 2020 masterpiece. Celine may experience 3 or 4 runs in a row before stumbling across anything truly new, but there are usually cryptic alien gifts to be found and audio logs to uncover that keep the story moving forward. In a macabre twist, audio logs are found near the decaying remains of versions of Celine from past attempts. You can also locate these corpses and avenge them by hunting down the eldritch abomination that killed them in the first place for valuable loot, if you decide it's worth the risk. The DualSense will absolutely blow your mind in Returnal, by the way. If you thought Astros' Playroom was an impressive demonstration of the next-gen controller's abilities, just wait till the first time you step out of your ship and feel the alien rain pattering delicately in your hands. The haptic feedback, adaptive triggers, and 3D audio work beautifully together to provide the kind of added texture that we've never before seen in a video game. The controller almost instantly clicks and whirs in your hand during combat as bullets fly past, and you dodge oncoming attacks with a boost. One of my favourite features by far is the way in which the DualSense distinctively springs to life, as if suddenly full of energy every time your weapon's powerful secondary ability is ready to use. In a game with so much going on, it's brilliant to have a tactile reminder that a cooldown has run its course without having to look at an icon in the corner of the screen. It helps keep each run all about the action and brings you that much further into this terrifying alien world. As with any game, ultimately mileage will vary depending on tastes. Just be very sure you're aware of what Returnal is and what it's offering. The difficulty level won't be for everyone, and it can at times feel like you're pushing ahead without having made much progress. This, I fear, is where the experience will start to fall apart for many users. Patience is definitely key in Returnal, and you should know that you can go through multiple runs without bumping up against any significant story developments, where Hades offered something new to see after each death, be it new dialogue from other characters or some other minor breakthrough. Peeling back the layers of Returnal takes dogged persistence. Failure doesn't always drive the story forward, and that can become frustrating after repeat doomed runs. Returnal is the first PlayStation 5 game I've played that feels truly next gen. Demon's Souls looks phenomenal, and Astro's Playroom had some neat DualSense tricks to share, but Housemarque's offering manages to deliver on all the promises Sony had made about the console and controller in the lead up to its launch.